welcome inside the Sudbury Community Arena for another night of National Basketball League of Canada action. The Island Storm are in town and they've brought the storm with them. Some terrible weather outside, but we're playing basketball inside. I'm Nick Liard, joined with Alex Gunn. The Island Storm come in riding a 3-game losing streak. The Sudbury 5 looking to snap a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah, and it's not a team that we can take lightly. I mean, the last game they played, even though they did lose, they still had 3 players score over 20 or 25 points. So they definitely have a lot of offensive weapons, and it's something we're going to have to keep an eye on tonight.
Couple games this week, a very busy schedule for the Sudbury 5. They were out in St. John's, Newfoundland for 2 games this week, Tuesday and Wednesday. 2 blowout losses, but this St. John's team is going to be good this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, with the amount of games we've played lately, they're quite a bit more rested than we are. They haven't played since Sunday, so I'm anticipating pretty fast legs from them tonight as well.
The Island Storm, they've only played 6 games this season. They're 2-4. The Sudbury 5, they are at 12 games. They're 7-5, still leading their division by 1 game. It's getting tight. And in this game here tonight, the top 4 scorers in the National Basketball League of Canada. Braylon Rayson leads the way. Sandwiched in the middle is 2 players from the Island Storm, who we'll talk about through the broadcast. And then Jalen Bland is the 4th leading scorer in the National Basketball League of Canada. Bland is dressed. He will not start. Game time decision. He's been warming up, so it looks like he will play. How nice is having him back in the lineup?
Oh, it would be absolutely phenomenal for the team. Clearly, he's one of the integral parts of the team, so not having him the past couple games it's made a big difference in whether we get the win or not.
We're going to go down to court level for the national anthems.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons command. Glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And we're moments away from tip-off here in Greater Sudbury between the Island Storm and Sudbury 5. The starting lineups for the Island Storm will be Tyler Scott, Terrell Baines, Alex Campbell, Samson Cardle and Russell Bird. On the other side, the Sudbury Five going with Braylon Rayson, Adam Blazek, Corey Dixon, Travis Relaford, and Devin Gilligan. It is the lone time the Island Storm make a trip here to Greater Sudbury.
Yeah, they are far out on the East Coast, so it's a lot of traveling distance, and we've already gone out there, and now they're coming here. So what we're going to do is try to get a W against the one time they are here tonight.
Yeah, the Island Storm, the lone team from Prince Edward Island. Sudbury has played 12 games, as we mentioned, 7-5 on the season. The Storm are 2-4, as Alex mentioned. The Storm haven't played since December 16th. A 123-116 loss to the St. John's Edge. The St. John's Edge picking up a couple players since that time. Glenn Big Baby Davis played both games against the Sudbury Five. They were without Carl English, one of the longtime great Canadian basketball players, up to 38 years of age, playing in his hometown now, St. John's. And Junior Cadogan as well, playing at Marquette. So that team's looking like one of the favorites in the league. Sudbury losing 118-98 on Tuesday, then 120-98, almost identical scores. We mentioned they didn't have Jalen Bland. He didn't travel with the team, so they were missing that scoring punch, but they were still able to get some pretty good efforts. They didn't have that, 30-point effort that we were kind of used to from Braylon Rayson. Braylon Rayson had just 15 points and 18 points in the two games, but a huge game on Wednesday from Grandy Glaze. And just how much has he impressed you this season? And he's continuing to impress. 36 points, 8 rebounds on 15 of 20 shooting on Wednesday.
As we talked about before, he leads the league in rebounding coming off the bench, but he's so good that he's able to do whatever the team needs from him. So even though last game he only had 8 rebounds, like you mentioned, he was able to put up 36 points on 75% shooting. That's absolutely phenomenal to shoot 15 for 20 in the game, and not having Bland in there, that's exactly what we needed from him. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. At the same time, they have an NBA champion coming on their team, and we're playing against him for 2 games. And Alex, as you mentioned, also an ex-NBA player as well. So I would have liked our chances a lot more had we had Bland in the game, but we'll see what happens in the future.
Expect a high-scoring affair here tonight. The Sudbury Five have 6 players averaging double-digit scoring, and Sudbury comes in averaging a league-high 112 points a game. However, they're also giving up a league-high 114 points a game. And we mentioned the top 4 scorers in the league are on the court here tonight. Braylon Rayson leads the league at 23.8 points a game. Right behind him, Samson Carter at 23.7, and Russell Bird from Fort Wayne, Indiana, at 22 points a season on the season, his 3rd season in the National Basketball League of Canada. So again, the starters: Tyler Scott, number 2, Terrell Baines, number 6, Alex Campbell, number 10, Samson Carter, number 22, Russell Bird, number 24. For the visitors, the Sudbury Five, starting Adam Blazek. Jalen Bland is dressed, warmed up, ready to go. He's on the bike right now, keeping that ankle warm. He's missed the last 3 games, and the Sudbury Five have gone 1-2 on that stretch. So ready for tip-off here in Greater Sudbury, a Friday night, a snowy night in Sudbury before a short Christmas break. The Sudbury Five are out on the road this weekend, and then they'll take a short break until the following weekend. So we're underway here in Greater Sudbury. It's Bird up top, over to Baines. Bird launches the 3 and knocks it down. He can step inside, step outside, averaging 22 points a game. And Braylon Rayson gets it inside to Corey Dixon. Dixon in double-digit scoring for this season. And a shot from Braylon Rayson, answering right back with a 5-4-3 of his own. Over to Carter. Carter jacks up a 3, and 9 points already, all on 3s. Just as we hyped it up to be, it's going to be a high-scoring affair. You see it. 2 threes for the Storm and 1 for Braylon Rayson. Can he answer right back? He jacks it up and hits the front rim and out. Scott with the rebound. Gets it to Carter. Carter looking for Bird. As Devin Gilligan on him, goes to his right hand. Has it knocked away, no foul called. Corey Dixon goes up to Travis Relaford, goes underneath. He's going to get fouled by Carter and head to the free throw line for 2.
It's a great decision there by Relaford. He knew he was going to be blocked if he went up on the right side, so he just did a little up and under and got the foul. But Nick, as you mentioned, how we're leading the league in points per game right now. It's kind of indicative of also on the defensive end. A lot of it has to do with pace of play. We're playing at a very high pace, and when you do that, you're also allowing the other team more opportunities to score the basket as well. And we've seen that early on in the game. Both teams are putting up shots within the first 5 seconds of the shot clock, so the same thing's most likely going to happen again tonight.
Well, even in victories like the one last weekend against Halifax, Halifax still managed to put 110 points up on the board. Sudbury winning that one 120 to 110. Their last victory mentioned on a 2-game losing streak, 2 tough ones in St. John, Newfoundland. And the pass inside to Carter, no good, bounces out. Corey Dixon has some room, nobody picking up ball. Shot goes up and in. An easy look for Corey Dixon, knocks it down, and Sudbury gets the lead 7-6. Campbell going inside to Baines. Baines takes the shot and it hits front rim and out. And a bad turnover there by the Sudbury 5. 2 players in the same area of the pass from Braylon Rayson goes off Relaford out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like he was attempting to pass that to Blazak there, but Relaford was standing in between him, so he just tipped the ball, not sure if it was being passed to him or not.
And a couple nice defensive plays there, tipped out of Carter's hand, and the 5 are out and running. Devin Gilligan missing the 3-pointer. And Campbell back over half, has Blazek on him, over to Baines, to Carter. Carter jacks it up, and he misses that one out. And Braylon Rayson breaks down his man, puts it up, hits back rim, and Baines has it go off his shoe. Braylon Rayson is going to save it, gets it into Devin Gilligan. Rayson open in the corner, sweeps by. Nice move there by Rayson. Had the 3-pointer, but decides to go inside.
I almost wanted to see them reset there, but yeah, Rayson, he saw the opportunity on the baseline as his man was playing a bit high, and usually he would have help side, but the way that play worked is the players weren't back down the court yet, so he went for it and he got the foul.
It's going to be a sideline out of bounds right in front of the head coach of the Island Storm, Tim Kendrick. 2nd season as a head coach, 19 and 21 last year. It's been a tough couple of years for the Island Storm, making playoffs, but haven't had a winning season as Travis Relaford hits the shot there. Haven't had a winning season since the 2014-2015 season. Off to a 2-4 start, just 6 games, as we mentioned, compared to Sudbury's 12 already. Carter sweeps by, goes left hand, met at the rim. Dixon with the block, but they call him on the body.
That was a deceiving one. At first, I thought it was a clean block, but when you take a look there, he did have the offhand kind of pushing down on his body, not allowing him to elevate. And when he does that, then the guy's not going to be able to get the shot up where he wants to.
And that's often what you don't see. You know, you're following the ball goes up, it's a block, but you don't see that left hand holding down a jersey or getting in there on the arm. And so the foul gives Carter a couple of free throws. He knocks down the last one there, and Devin Gilligan going right at Bird. It's going to go off of Gilligan out of bounds.
Good aggressive play by Gilligan, though. I like what he was attempting to do there.
And Russell Bird making a fashion statement with the headband. Might be the only player I've ever seen to wear something like that. I mean, good on him. He misses the shot there, and Sudbury back the other way. Relaford goes across over to his right hand. Big, strong move from the man from Kansas. Baines turns, shoots. And nice job there by Braylon Rayson getting a hand on it, tipping it to Corey Dixon. 12-8, 8:31 left to go. Nice ball movement from the Sudbury 5 out to Blazek. And that is perfect, picture perfect offense from the 5.
Yeah, I'm really liking Blazek lately. He's not only is he amazing in clutch, but he just seems to have such a good understanding of the game and knowing when and where to get his shots.
And performing very well here on home court. Devin Gilligan has the pass go off him right to Bird, so a turnover there. And the Island Storm get it up to Campbell. Campbell goes inside to Carter, has it go off his chest. And Devin Gilligan is going to go up. They're going to call a charge. That one was close, but they say that Bird established position.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough start for Gilligan today. He's had a couple turnovers, and now with the offensive foul, looks like the coach is going to make a substitution here. And
that substitution is, in fact, the fourth leading scorer in the National Basketball League of Canada, Jalen Bland, who's missed the last 3 games with an ankle injury, did not go on the road trip to St. John's, resting up here in Sudbury, and is ready to go test it out. The ankle in warm-up. Apparently hit quite a few shots in warm-up, so I think he's good to go.
Yeah, it's really nice to see him out there, too. As you mentioned, he hasn't played in 3 games, so it's just going to add a different level of confidence for his own teammates, knowing that he's out there contributing on the floor with them.
Kareem Canty is number 5, the sub in, the newest addition. And it's Adam Blazek. Doesn't care who's a new addition. Knocks it down in his grill. And Blazek with 2 threes early on in this one.
Well, and he's saying, you don't want to step up and guard me? Fine, I'm just going to pull the trigger and shoot from here.
Carter answering right back in an early 3-point affair. Bounce back pass from Blazek. Had a kind of 1-on-4 opportunity. Corey Dixon a little bit late, and it's a foul against the Sudbury 5.
It was a good pass from Blazek. One of the main things about being a guard is knowing who you're passing to, and that is a pass that Dixon would usually catch, but it is a difficult pass to catch. So I'm sure Blazek he wouldn't mind a second chance at that one.
Campbell goes around a screen, gets it to Carter. Carter, the up fake. The shot is short. Blazek with a rebound. He's got Relaford on the left side. Relaford going at Bird, and a foul coming from Carter behind. So Relaford doing a good job attacking the defense early, getting to the free throw line. And Relaford, another one of those players, bringing a wealth of experience and is in double-digit scoring on the season. In and out of the starting lineup, but whatever role he's given, makes the most of it.
That's really impressive as well. A lot of players throughout the world, they have a hard time adjusting to different roles, whether it be starting or coming off the bench. They kind of like continuality within the game, so they know what they're expected. But coaches really, they value those players so much more that no matter what you ask of them, they're ready to produce.
Canty with the ball, has Blazek on him. Canty had a lane but gave it up with a pass. He gets it back, step back to Carter. Carter with the shot clock winding down, goes to the left hand, puts it up. A tough shot, but a nice finish there by Samson Carter. And a foul there. Samson Carter, playing at the University of UMass, comes with some NBA experience, 6 preseason games for the Memphis Grizzlies. Didn't end up making the roster, but still, that experience in itself is huge, playing at a time when the Memphis Grizzlies had Vince Carter and players like Mike Conley, Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph. So anytime you can even just have a conversation as a basketball player with some players like that, it's huge. Bird jacks up the shot. It's a little bit short, dialing, and he can't connect the call from distance.
I wonder if he had the extra weight of that headband off his head, if that one would have fell for him.
And the shot for the Sudbury 5, no good. It was Jalen Bland's first attempt. And Alex Campbell gets it into Russell Bird. Up top to Canty. Has Jalen Bland on him. Canty with the 3, no good. Braylon Rayson in there for the rebound. Slowing down the pace of play a little bit, 20-16 in this first quarter. 5:33 left to go. Dixon inside, the help comes. Bird, nice job there getting over as the lob pass was sent in. Bird reacting on the help side and stifling any opportunity for Corey Dixon to go up. They go inside to Carter, who has Rayson on him, spins to the baseline. Another great example of help, but the rotation just not there for the Sudbury 5. The putback slam from Dominic Schuler.
These players that can jump like that, they must love the international rule where it's not goaltending when the ball's sitting on the rim or above the rim, because the ones that can jump that high, they take full advantage of it. And it's nice for the fans to see as well.
After a Braylon Rayson 3, Campbell knocks down a 2. Corey Dixon running, beats Carter to the paint, and head up play there by Braylon Rayson, lobbing the pass over to Corey Dixon.
Smart play by Dixon as well, just utilizing the simple little pump fake to get his man kind of off balance there to allow him to get the layup, the uncontested layup, really.
Schuler misses that one. And Braylon Rayson trying to break down Campbell. Drops it off for Jalen Bland. A bit of space, puts it up, rattles out. No good from Jalen Bland as he tries to get that shooting touch going. And Bird goes right at Travis Relaford, out to Carter, the 3. That one out and in.
The little things Braylon Rayson does, eh? The ball's about to go out of bounds. He just jumps out, saves it, passes it to his teammates.
And it leads right back down the other way for the Sudbury 5 fast break. No stoppage in place. The Sudbury 5 want to get out and run, and they have in this first quarter 27 points. And we still have 3:43 left to go in the first.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, we do expect this one to be a high-scoring game.
The defense will be there, but the offense will for sure be firing on all cylinders. 27 points. I would say we're on our pace for 100, at least, right?
Well, technically, we're probably on pace for around 135 at this time. I don't expect that to continue. You know, every team goes on runs and they go on the same equal runs as, you know, you miss for 3 minutes in a row, and it should settle down a bit. We'll see what happens here.
Our first stoppage, a first timeout, a TV timeout. And both teams get an opportunity to talk up some game plan as Schuler will head to the free throw line for 2 when we do come back. 27 points, some good shooting so far from members of the 5, Adam Blazek and Braylon Rayson leading the way in the backcourt for the 5 as Jalen Bland finds his way back.
Well, and we haven't even had our 36-point scorer from last game enter the game yet, so who knows? Maybe we'll crack 150 tonight.
The Island Storm and Sudbury 5 match up pretty well together. You know, there's no Glenn Big Baby Davis on the floor where, you know, there's that, you know, glaring mismatch. The guards are around the same size, kind of do the same thing. There's no towering center. Grandy Glaze has some nice matches when he does come into the game, so I'm sure we will be seeing him very shortly. One of the best hustlers I've seen in a long time in basketball.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not sure if he's going to try to attack the basket as much as he did last game with having Bland back. You kind of want to, you know, work Bland back into the offense here, so he's going to need some more opportunities. So I don't really anticipate Grandy Glaze having the opportunity to get 20 shots up. But with his efficiency, he can still get points up quick, and he can get back on focusing on the rebounding end of the floor.
And Grandy Glaze is in fact checking in Son's headband. I think that means no headband. Switching it up for this game. We mentioned just an amazing effort in a losing fight against the St. John's Edge. 36 points on 15 of 20 shooting for Grandy Glaze, the league leader in rebounding. Braylon Rayson, who's up there in assists, takes the shot from the elbow extended, and he knocks it down. Canty gets it to a curling Russell Bird, goes with the left or right hand, and a nice play there using the screen, curling off it and going hard to the hoop for the 2. Bland gets the shot up, and there's a 5-4-3. Welcome back, Mr. Bland.
That's what we've been missing out there in the last couple games too. He's just got such a sweet stroke on that.
And Canty, a nice jumper, a little jimmy of his own. Braylon Rayson setting up the offense. Dexter Williams Jr. in as well, gets it into Relaford, who goes right at Russell Bird, puts it up. Williams Jr. going for the putback. And Schuler is able to just box him out. Canty gets the fake screen from Schuler. He cuts right to the basket. Canty backing down Rayson, the shot. No good. Rayson is able to come away with the rebound, slows it down a little bit, attacks right at Russell Bird. And there's the league leader in rebounders for a reason. Sometimes you're in the right place at the right time, but it's also about knowing where the shot's gonna go up. A little miscue there on defense, but it doesn't hurt the 5. Schuler misses the easy one.
Grandy really shows like how great his basketball IQ is. On the previous play, you know, Braylon Rayson's driving to the hole, and you see Grandy Glaze just kind of pop in behind him and follow him to the basket, knowing that if it does miss, the best chances for the rebound is going to be right there.
And another 3 from Braylon Rayson extends this lead to 37-25, a 12-point lead. Surprised there's no timeout coming from the Island Storm bench as another steal. Relaford running, and he's gonna get fouled. It's gonna be on the floor, so no shooting. And a couple of subs coming in for the Sudbury 5. Rayson out. And I believe Travis Relaford will leave as well. Antoine Chandler and George Ceres from Sudbury getting a little bit of blow early on.
This is, it's really impressive what the Sudbury 5 have done so far in this first quarter. You almost would have assumed that they were the team that hadn't played a game since last Sunday, because the pace they're playing at is, it's as if they have fresh legs.
Beautiful move there by Grandy Glaze. And is able to finish with the left hand, a little flex afterwards. Gets back on defense. Canty going against Williams Jr. Shot up, Grandy Glaze picking up another rebound ahead to Dexter Williams Jr. Fouled, he'll head to the line.
Great decision there by Williams Jr. He kind of did like a little drop step in motion there and saw his man was still far back, so he just went straight to the hole.
And Dexter Williams Jr. is going to be heading to the line for 2 points, 56.1 seconds left to go, and 39-25. Dexter Williams Jr., the shot misses. And number 1, Tyree White in the game. One of the key players off the bench for this Island Storm team. Carter into 3 players somehow. Schuler's able to come away with it. Canty, the shot up, no good. And who else? Grandy Glaze. And the long distance pass to Corey Dixon outweights his man and puts it up with the right hand. Lead continues to grow here in Sudbury as the Island Storm.
Is there anything Grandy Glaze can't do? The full court pass he just made, it looks like he's a point guard out there.
I'm not sure if he's a good cook. That might be the one area that I'm not sure about, but there you go. He's cooking up something right now. And he gets the rebound to Ceres. The shot, no good. Glaze does pick up the rebound, but the quarter runs out. And so at the end of one quarter, it is 41-25 for the Sudbury 5. And a great start from this home team.
An incredible start. We're on pace for 164 points this game. I don't necessarily anticipate that happening, but it's great to watch, and the fans are loving every moment of it.
We'll be right back with second quarter action in Greater Sudbury.
Nice little spin. I'd like to see him get going this quarter. He's an incredibly good shooter, but he hasn't really got his opportunity lately.
And it's going to be White fouled by Corey Dixon, and George Suarez playing sparing minutes here and there. It's tough to kind of get in a rhythm. What you got to do then is, you use that experience that you're getting all those shots up in practice, take that over into the game, just be ready. And you knock down those opportunities, the minutes are going to continue to grow, especially as the season goes along. We saw, Jalen Bland miss a couple games. There's going to be some injuries. Players are going to get banged up. And George Suarez will have an opportunity. Nice job there. A hustle play from Brad States, able to get in there, pop the ball loose from Grandy Glaze and finish with the 2.
Yeah, and the trick for George is he's just got to simply play his own game. Whether it's 5 minutes or 20 minutes he's getting, you got to be aggressive with the ball. He's got to maintain taking the shots that he knows he can make.
Oh my goodness, Grandy Glaze.
Oh, he can get up there.
Getting the crowd into it with a throwdown from Glaze. Rebounds and finishes as White goes right to the cup. Nice finish there by Tyree White. Antoine Chandler has White on him. Gonna set up. George Suarez comes off 2 screens. A dangerous pass there. Brad States can't get to it. And the shot long by George Suarez fading away. Carter attacking the rim, has it knocked off his knee, out of bounds. 5 basketball.
Love that defensive play right there. As the offensive player, it's always hard. You're playing in the moment, so you don't even realize that the ball's going off your own leg, but it was the intention of the defense because you're swiping down at the ball, forcing it towards the offensive player driving, hoping that that's exactly what's going to happen.
Antoine Chandler getting it into Corey Dixon, establishing some good position. Goes back down to the left hand, strong move, flex on him.
Yeah, smart play by Dixon there, knowing he's got the smaller defender on him. He just backed him down and did a nice little drop step.
And we're going to have a foul call there against the Sudbury 5. Looks like against Antoine Chandler. Braylon Rayson, 11 points in that first quarter on 4 of 7 shooting, including 3 of 4 from the 3-point line. Travis Relaford also 11 points. On the other side, Samson Carter leading the way with 10.
Yeah, between Rayson and Relaford too, they're shooting 7 for 11. That's a percentage that we could definitely get used to seeing tonight.
The 2 players making up more than half of the Sudbury 5 points in that first quarter. 41 put up and 60% shooting overall. So a great quarter from the Sudbury 5. Nice rebound, getting off to a quick start after the 2 blowout losses in St. John's earlier this week. White is able to come away with a rebound off the free throw, the missed free throw. Baines back out there. And White, nice move, goes to the basket, had the left-hand side, but went back to the right. And out and running the 5, Devin Gilligan takes the pass from Grandy Glaze. And Glaze adding the assist to his repertoire.
Gilligan really needed that too after he had a bit of a slow start in the first quarter. So simple little plays like that. And it's what the coaches always stress. If the shot's not falling, attack the basket. If you get fouled, you're shooting free throws, which there's not a shot out there that you haven't attempted more in practice. So, I mean, it's the quickest way to get the offense going.
And a guy like that streaking down the right side, going with a full head of steam. Not a lot of people going to stand in the way of that, so you're likely going to get an open layup. And Gilligan taking advantage of a 3-on-1. Grandy Glaze with the pass. And Grandy Glaze in that first quarter, he played near the end of that first quarter, so only got in about 3 minutes of work, but in that 3 minutes, 4 points, 5 rebounds. So once again, the man who's been a double-double machine is well on his way to another one.
The 5 rebounds in just over 3 minutes, that is so impressive to see. And it's not like he's getting, he's not cheating at it. He's not going for the layup, rebounding his own miss, missing again, rebounding again. These are rebounds that he's getting his team the ball. He's getting the possession back for his team.
And yeah, exactly. They're coming on the offensive side. They're coming on the defensive side. They're coming at key moments, and it's really allowed the Sudbury 5 to push this lead to just about 20 at 47 to 29. The Island Storm reeling here early, but as we've seen in this league, no lead is safe, especially with so much time left on the game. And so the Island Storm will have it back.
We mentioned too earlier about the Island Storm not playing since last Sunday. There's two ways to look at it. Like you haven't played in a week, so your shot might not necessarily be falling because you haven't played in so long. But at the same time, from our perspective, they have fresh legs. So there's a little bit of both worlds on that one.
Baines with the putback off the miss. Gets his team to 31. Adam Blazek.
Oh, pull that.
Gets it into Grandy Glaze. Has Canty right on his back. Gets a nice pass to Corey Dixon inside and the throwdown.
We're going to have to start hiding the scouting tapes from the scouts here because we want Grandy Glaze to stay on this team in this league. But that's how well he's been playing to start the year.
And the rebound to Corey Dixon. Another beautiful play over to Gilligan, the throwdown, and the 5 are out and running. It's a track meet here in Greater Sudbury.
Once again, who started that whole play? He could have, Grandy Glaze at the half-court line. The defender was standing there waiting. He could have easily picked up a charge, and he leans to the right, knowing he's going to fall off balance, and got the ball to his teammate.
Another rebound to Grandy Glaze, and that headband off seems to be working for Glaze. The shot, and another rebound, and one for Grandy Glaze. Count it, and the foul.
Oh, wow. Grandy Glaze, he is something else tonight.
Grandy Glaze heading to the free throw line.
What's really phenomenal about him, too, is he does so much that shows up on the stat sheet, but he also does so much that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Like, as we've talked about before with the hockey assist, the pass that leads to the assist, he just did that earlier as well. You're not going to see it on the stats, but it's a plus-minus stat for him.
And Grandy Glaze, the man from North York, Ontario, getting a real opportunity to play and shine here on the Sudbury 5, and a guy who's taken full advantage of foul call there. It's going to be shooting 2 for Canty. He'll go to the free throw line. And Russell Bird back in the game for the Island Storm. A couple people taking to Twitter to talk about his headband, saying he looks like Snake from Metal Gear Solid, and also tweeting wax on, wax off, a Karate Kid reference.
You know what, though, for Bird, you do you. If that makes you comfortable, then by all means.
That's what, like, you know, players have weird rituals, weird routines. And, you know, the NBA and, you know, basketball in general has gotten so much better at letting players, a shot there from Braylon Rayson, letting players express themselves in their own way, whether it be, you know, the shoes, you know, the sleeves. Grandy Glaze to Devin Gilligan. Back to Glaze, gonna slow it down. No, he's gonna step back, take the 3, it just misses. That's a shot when you're feeling it.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, back to your point about, like, even in the NBA, they're letting the players express themselves. It's only good for the game, and I mean, why make someone do something they don't want to do? We're here to watch basketball. You want to wear, you know, purple, green, blue shoes, whatever. You want to wear a headband that looks like wax on, wax off there from Karate Kid, go ahead, by all means. We're here to see what you can do on the court.
And it's translated pretty well. He's averaging 22 points a game per season, or on the season, so I don't know if he's taking it off anytime soon. Bad defensive breakdown there for the 5, nobody. And Logan Stutz is gonna take a timeout. That one, everyone's kind of stopped playing, and an easy, easy dunk by Baines.
Yeah, smart timeout there. The Sudbury 5 seem to have just let up a little bit. they're still maintaining a 24-point lead, but the coach still, it doesn't matter whether you're down 20, up 20, the coach wants you to play at 100% at all times.
Exactly, you know, you get that defensive breakdown. Doesn't matter the lead that you have. That's not how you play basketball, and I'm sure Logan Stutz is going to talk to them about that. Also, at the same time, encourage them because of the lead that they've been able to build. 59 points, and we're still, you know, plenty of time left in this first half. So the Sudbury 5, they're doing good. A couple things to clean up, but there's always things to clean up in a game.
You're never going to play 100% perfect, and what I really like about tonight is that the home crowd hasn't really gotten to see a nice blowout win this season.
Yeah.
Which is good at the same time too, but for these fans that, you know, they trekked out here in the disastrous weather we're having outside right now, they're being rewarded with an amazing show tonight.
A good home crowd here on a Friday night, a very snowy, icy, slushy Friday night. They canceled school buses in the city. Still the crowd making it out to see their Sudbury 5, who are first in their division, leading the London Lightning by 1 game. The St. John Edge as well in that division. They're coming on strong with a couple big additions. Braylon Rayson with Campbell on him. Rayson trying to find Relaford, goes to the right. Rayson, the shot in the corner. Devin Gilligan there gets it back to Rayson. Nice in and out move behind the back to Corey Dixon. That's one he'd love to finish just to make the highlight reel.
Yeah, Rayson would have really liked that one to go in. Just a sick, wicked crossover.
It's one of those that you add to the demo tape and you cut it right before the shot goes up.
Exactly.
Russell Bird misses the three-point attempt. It's going to go out of bounds off the Island Storm. Digging the Storm jersey, though. I like the orange.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Syracuse as well. It's a flashy color. I like it.
Travis Relaford. You know, basketball fans in Sudbury used to the orange and black, the LaSalle Lancers.
My nemesis in high school, yes. LaSalle Lancers.
By far the greatest school in Greater Sudbury, although there are some other good ones.
I got to throw a Lockerbie Composite School there, yeah.
Love the rims at Lockerbie.
Not something I want to hear a Lancer say.
Corey Dixon inside has the smaller Canty on him, backs him down, puts it up. Is it going to drop? No, but he will get to Dixon. Taking advantage, looking, no, he has the mismatch and then just goes right at him.
Yeah, it was a great play there. Anytime, Dixon's very tall and he's quick with his feet too. His footwork's excellent down low, so he knew he had a smaller defender on him and he just took advantage.
Corey Dixon, the first one up and good. A 60-piece in the first half, 5:28 left to go here in the first half. The Sudbury 5 at 61 to the Island Storm 35. If you're a fan of scoring, you don't want to turn away from this game. Bird, that one well off. It's the backboard, and Sudbury back to the running ways. Corey Dixon gets it to Yohani D'Alembert, making his first appearance. And that one, errant pass. Travis Relaford able to pick it up. Shot clock at 9, shot up. D'Alembert battling for it, goes right back up. Hard work underneath by Yohani D'Alembert.
Great effort there by D'Alembert. He almost turned to pass it away, but it kind of deked out the defender. Then he turned back and had the wide open layup.
Shot up, missed by Alex Campbell.
I'd like to point out too, the Island Storm, it's not like they're playing terrible defense, but so far it just happens to be one of those nights for the Sudbury 5 where whatever they're putting up is going in.
And that's going to be an offensive foul on D'Alembert, dropping the shoulder into the defender. And it's going to go back the other way.
Once again, though, for D'Alembert, it was an offensive foul, but I do really like the aggressiveness. Maybe next time just keep it up a bit higher, but.
Well, exactly on your point, you know, catching the ball right away, making a decision, making that move, not taking too much time. And, you know, he's got a good position on the block. Why not go at the defender? Canty on the left side, right in front of the Sudbury 5 bench. As it fall away a little bit, White is going to get it to Schuler. He puts it up, an air ball. It's stormy here. Breeze knocking that one past the rim. Relaford between the legs goes up. Shot missed. Gets his own rebound back as Canty right behind him. Slows it down. Bland open for three. Puts it up. Knock it down, Bland.
That's exactly what we've been missing from Bland. And he's just got to keep doing that all night. Keep shooting the ball. You miss 3 games, the shot's a bit off, and that's all it takes, though, is a couple shots like that, you're back in it.
A big rebound there from Schuler. He puts it up. He's going to shoot 2, but an aggressive play, getting in there. Good positioning by number 11, and gets the foul call. The Sudbury 5, they've done a pretty good job at holding Russell Bird to, just a couple points on the evening. 22 points per game this season. His 3rd season in the National Basketball League of Canada from Fort Wayne, Indiana. He played at Michigan State. Didn't play a whole lot, but, got into 78 games. And, anytime a player playing at Michigan State, there's some real talent there for sure. That's a great program. Had one start. He transferred to Masters College for his senior year, and then he played with the Moncton Magic and St. John's and KW Titans last year before really starting to shine here on PEI. So it is a 30-point game, 30-point lead here in Greater Sudbury. Pass from Bland to Blazek into Yohani D'Alembert. Alexander Henry making an appearance as well. Yohani D'Alembert and one.
Once again, good defense by the Storm, but just better offense by the Sudbury 5.
This Sudbury 5 team, they came to play tonight. They know a tough road trip. You wanted to battle back. You had a lot of time to think about it coming from St. John's, Newfoundland. Soaked in a little bit, and really a fast start, a good start, and amazing offense from the Sudbury 5 team here early. The defense not too bad either.
It really is. It's kind of like, it's weird. You can't really explain why, but it happens all the time in all sports. You lose 2 in a row, and all of a sudden you kind of kick it into this other gear that you didn't even necessarily know you had. And it's just your desire not to lose, and I think that's what we're seeing from the 5 tonight, because everything seems to be going their way.
Grandy Glaze going to come back into this one. 3:02 left to go in the second quarter. George Ceres, he'd probably have something to say about our conversation earlier in the corner of Notre Dame, Collège Notre Dame. Didn't like the rims there. George picking up the charge there. A nice job as Russell Bird lowers the shoulder. George looked like he was in the restricted area, but they call him. They give him the benefit of the doubt, and a offensive foul going the other way. It's Sudbury ball, 2:50 left to go. Jalen Bland, the shot up, and no good. Bird with the rebound. Running. Bird attacking. Nice jump step, puts it up. He gets the foul call. He'll head to the line. Nice move there by Russell Bird.
Yeah, Bird's been pretty impressive tonight. Even though they're down 32, it's one of the things your coaches love to see is he's not quitting, he's not giving up, he's not making a mistake and holding his head down. He just keeps going 100%. It really is great to see.
Russell Bird, one of the new additions. A lot of change on this roster from last season, as we mentioned, trying to get back to winning ways. Haven't had a winning season for the Island Storm since 2014-2015. Bird and Samson Carter leading the way for this team to get back above 500. A rebound there, nice pass. Goes down low to Carter from Campbell. And it's 68-39, Blazek. Gets it to Grandy Glaze. He's going to put up the 2. No good. George just can't get the rebound. Bird open for 3. He's going to put it up. Short off the front rim. A deep 3. Samson Carter comes away with it. He puts it up. Bird with the rebound. And Sudbury giving up a couple offensive boards there, and it leads to a bucket.
It's one thing that's really hard to do in basketball as well, so we'll see if the Sudbury 5 can do it or not, but playing with this type of lead, it's hard to maintain the same intensity throughout the game. Not that you're playing at a lesser aggressiveness level, but you just kind of change what you're doing out there. You know, you take a bit longer on offense, but we'll see how it works out here.
And, you know, 60% in the first quarter. I'm sure it's very close to that in the second quarter. That's tough to maintain for a full 4 quarters. The shots they've been lights out, the Sudbury 5 have, especially Braylon Rayson from downtown. Turnover there, Grandy Glaze. And Carter, nice job staying in front of him. Adam Blazek did, but a nice offensive effort by Samson Carter. And the power forward who's doing it all this season for the Island Storm, 23.7 points a game. He's 3rd in the league in rebounds at 9.2. And so Logan Stutt's going to take a timeout as the league shrinks a little bit, 68-43, no longer a 30-point game.
That's probably exactly what Logan's going over with his team right now. Not necessarily focusing on either defense or offense, but more or less the intensity and the awareness level on the court. He doesn't want to see things slip away from them. So as long as they're operating efficiently, doing what they're supposed to do, then he'll be happy with what they're doing.
So around the rest of the league, in the 4th quarter, the Cape Breton Highlanders might be handing the Moncton Magic their first loss of the season. It is 100-79 for the Cape Breton Highlanders over the Magic right now. The KW Titans lead the London Lightning 54-40, and we are the only other game. There's 3 games on the night. The Sudbury 5 leading the Island Storm 68-43. After today, the Sudbury 5 will head out on the road to face the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans on Sunday at 2 p.m.
If Moncton loses tonight, that will be great for the other playoff team, the other teams that are going to make the playoffs, because it lets you know they are beatable. That the 0 that you'll see in the loss column, it's quite intimidating as a player.
Yohani D'Alembert with the left hand puts it in. The Sudbury 5's next home game after tonight will be next Saturday against the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. Campbell puts up a 3, rattles out, no good. And Jalen Bland, ankle looking fine, gets it up to George Sores. He puts up the 3, can't get it to fall. Campbell gets the rebound. Samson Carter has Jalen Bland closing out on him. A little bit too late is Samson Carter, the UMass graduate. And so as the time winds down, the final shot of the first half will go to the Sudbury 5. Adam Blazek to George Sores. Sores spins around, puts it up, knocks it down as the buzzer goes. Fitting, that's the man from Sudbury to end this crazy first half of basketball in Greater Sudbury. The Sudbury 5 come out firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, what an amazing first half we got to watch there. I mean, 72 points, and not only that, holding the other team to under 50. So they're on pace for less than 100, which is really incredible. But at the same time, we're on pace for 144, I believe, which to my knowledge is kind of unheard of. But we'll see how the game ends up.
Yeah, the Sudbury 5 led by Braylon Rayson and Grandy Glaze doing it all here in the evening, the first half. 72 points in the first half. We'll be back with 3rd quarter action shortly in Greater Sudbury. are back inside the Sudbury Community Arena. Nick Liard joined by Alex Gunn. What a first half, 72 big ones on the board for the Sudbury Five.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot that went wrong for the Sudbury Five tonight. I mean, it seems like anywhere they're taking a shot from, it's fallen down for them. So it's been really great to see.
Braylon Rayson leading the way with 16 points. They end up shooting over 50% in that half, and Sudbury well on their way to 100 points, on pace for 144. The league record 153 is set back in 2012 by the London Lightning. So Grandy Glaze as well. You liked what you saw from him. He's doing it all, points, rebounds, and also assists.
Yeah, he's leading both teams in assists right now. He's got 3 in total, but he's got 9 rebounds too. So he also he's leading both teams in rebounds and assists at the moment. And but not just him, Braylon Rayson, he's been doing a little bit of everything as well, because well, I think he's got 8 rebounds on the night, also leading the team in scoring at 16 points.
And the Sudbury Five are being led 3 players in double-digit scoring. Rayson, Dixon, and Relaford all above 10 points. We're going to take you down to court level as we are ready for second half action in Sudbury. The Island Storm making their way to Sudbury on a very stormy day here in Greater Sudbury. The road's pretty bad. But we're able to get a good crowd out here in Sudbury and to see some good basketball. And the shot goes up from Carter, knocks it down. The second half starting like the first half, a 3-point shot.
A lot of smart drivers in Sudbury, though. As you said, the fans have really showed out tonight, even though the weather's not the greatest. But if you have those snow tires on your vehicle and you just take your time, it's not that bad.
A very almost PEI-esque type of weather day today. You know, a little bit of slush, a little bit of rain, snow, then some freezing cold. A bit of everything, almost like an ocean effect. Carter, nice job there with a step back, can't knock it down. The Island Storm's only trip to Greater Sudbury this season. They're in the other division. And Braylon Rayson also picking up where he left off in that first half. Knocks it down, 16 points on 6 of 11 shooting, including 4 of 7 from that 3-point line. But we've been used to him facilitating and finding other ways to contribute on the stat sheet in the game. Those 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal as well. So he's getting the job done in all multifacets of the game. The foul is going to be called there to the Sudbury Five.
The thing that's really impressive about Braylon too is he doesn't necessarily have the greatest leaping abilities, but he knows how to play the game, and by boxing out, it allows him to pick up those 8 rebounds in the first half.
And it doesn't matter how contested his shot is, he seems to always somehow get it off, whether it be that step back, the slight fadeaway on his jumper. Still has great form on it. Doesn't matter if he's straight up or fading away.
He's got that incredibly quick release as well.
Relaford off the air ball is going to come and send it out to Rayson. The up fake, step back. Slows it down, gets it to the right side to Gilligan. Blows past his man to Dixon inside the right hand as a couple players went crashing down underneath him. Corey Dixon, he's really putting together a terrific season. Becoming that third option for this team, especially in that starting lineup. That shot's not going to fall. A rebound for the Island Storm and a steal by Campbell. He's going to go up. He's going to get fouled by Corey Dixon and head to the line for 2.
Smart play by Relaford there. He knew he had the wide open layup, so he just chose to foul him and make him work for it rather than give it to him, you know.
And not only did they score 72 points in that first half, a pretty good job on the defensive side. The Island Storm, they started off shooting pretty good, but then fell 36% in that first quarter, 28.6 in the second, so 32% for the game overall, and just 46 points in that first half. They're up to 51 now. Devin Gilligan on the right side has Tyler Scott on him. That one's going to go off Braylon Rayson, out of bounds. Campbell with the defense. Scott looking for a screen, a bit of confusion. Does get it to Samson Carter. And Alex Campbell streaking to the basket, finishes with the right hand.
With a lead like this in the second half, I would really like to see them kind of focus on the offensive end on Bland, just to kind of get them back into putting up the shots, because it's only going to pay dividends towards the next couple games that they're playing. And the sooner you can get Bland back into the rhythm of the game, it's only going to be better for us.
And Travis Relaford is going to head to the free throw line, took it to the right side. Couldn't get the shot to fall, but does pick up the free throw opportunities. The forward from Kansas City, Missouri, went to the University of Kansas, a wealth of experience. We touched on it throughout the broadcast this season. Just what he brings to this team. One of those starters in double-digit scoring. 6 in total on the team, averaging over 10 points a game. And Tyler Scott, the handoff. Island Storm just doing a cycle offense. And the foul and one, it works. A nice job there by the Island Storm in terms of ball movement. You get rotation with those players, you know, cutting, handing off at the top of the key. Open up some lanes for Samson Carter.
Yeah, smart move by Carter too. He just kind of did a little curl cut there at the top of the foul line, and he was fouled up high, but you don't stop once you're fouled. You keep going because you don't know the way the ref's going to call it, and that time they called the and one, so smart decision by him.
Free throw is missed. It's a 24-point lead for the Sudbury 5. Braylon Rayson gets Baines jumping, goes inside to Dixon, who can put the shot up, but it's not going to fall. Another foul, and he's going to head to the free throw line.
Great aggression there by Dixon. You don't stop playing, you keep giving 100%, and that's what he just did there. I find too, with leads like this, the players tend to stop attacking the basket and focus a bit more on their three-point shooting. So it's nice to see that the coach has them continuing to play the right way.
Well, you talked about it in that first half. It's, you know, with a lead like they have right now, tough to continue the pace of play up that they were doing when the game was closer. So interesting to see how they're going to handle it in the second half. The Sudbury 5, so far so good. A little bit of inside, a little bit of outside. And the 5 coaching staff, led by Logan Stutz, also doing a good job getting players in the game. And one finish there from Russell Bird. A bit of a slower first half for Russell Bird, who's averaging 22 points a game on the season. 8 points in that first half on just 3 of 9 shooting, 1 for 7 from the three-point line. But everyone getting minutes on the Sudbury 5 roster, so you're able to go deep into the bench, you know, rest some players. We talked about it, long week, 4 games this week, or this is the first one for the Island Storm.
Yeah, it's great. One thing that's great about games like this too is, as you just said, you're able to get the players that haven't necessarily played a lot a bit more minutes. So I'm hoping that happens in the fourth quarter. Possibly Dallenberg and Henry and Ceres, you know, give them a solid, you know, 6, 7, 8 minute run and see if they can impress you, and then it just gives you another option to have in the games coming after this.
Russell Bird misses another three-point shot, a quick shot. That's what the Island Storm kind of have to do to get back into this game. They're led by Samson Carter, who is doing it all for this team in the first half. 6-13 shooting, 17 points. He's the second leading scorer in the National Basketball League of Canada. The team signed Kareem Canty, a shooting guard who can also play point guard, to try and get a little bit more balanced offense. They're led by the 2 top scorers in Samson Carter and Russell Bird. Travis Relaford, he's gonna shoot the 3, a short right iron, and stays in play. Tyree White with the rebound. Bird gets it to White, drop pass to Baines, puts it up, can't finish. Baines gets his own rebound, and he's gonna head to the free throw line. Couple easy looks, couldn't finish though. Number 6, and he looks to be a little bit hurt. Might be one of the fingers might have got jammed.
That's never a good feeling, even if it doesn't pop out right or left, you know. But just having the ball land straight on the finger, it just stings. And even catching a pass later in the game, it almost makes it impossible to use that hand.
And it is on the shooting hand as well, which makes it a little bit more difficult. You're using that as the lead hand in passes. You're using it as the lead hand on your shooting stroke. Anything, it'll give it a little bit of discomfort. You mentioned one of the worst feelings, because you're going along like nothing's happening. You're just playing basketball, and then all of a sudden it just jams, just extremely painful. And Tyrell Baines, 32 years old, played 4 years at Marshall University. Hardworking, can go inside, can go outside. 79 games in the G League for the Erie Bayhawks as well. So another guy who brings experience. We're hearing this, every team that comes to town has some players, and a good amount of players that, have some real good experience in the NCAA. The G League, a couple players, getting sniffs in preseason games within the NBA. And so you're starting to see, that look, you don't want to say it, but Grandy Glaze probably going to get some looks after this season overseas, maybe the G League.
Hide those tapes.
Yeah, got to hide them. Braylon Race and Jalen Bland, 2 players as well. I mean, I would have to say at early stages in the season, and perhaps because I'm biased, Braylon Race and most improved player so far, going from 13 points a game last season, with Windsor up to 23 on the season so far, and also facilitating one of the tops in assists. And he's going to jack it up from the corner. No good there by Braylon Rayson. Samson Carter has Grandy Glaze on him, who's back into the game, along with Jalen Bland. Bird drops it off underneath to Tyree White, who is able to finish with the right hand.
I think it was the first game you mentioned it to me, though. There is a bit of a high turnover in this league because of how skilled these players are. And at the same time, like as much as we love seeing what Grandy Glaze and our Jalen Bland or Racing are doing, you do want the best for them. And I mean, if they can help grow their skills here to move on and make more money somewhere else, perhaps, then by all means, it's great to see.
And they're going to make those memories up top and down. Speaking of memories, we're going to put that one in the bank. Braylon Rayson to Travis Relaford, up and down the alley-oop finish.
Yeah, and for a lot of these players, it's not even necessarily about the money. They could potentially make more somewhere else, but they love basketball. So if they have an opportunity to play more, maybe learn more while they're in this system, then they'll take advantage of that based on, they're betting on themselves for the future.
And the players, obviously looking for that stability, a little bit longer contract. You want that, the 2-year, 3-year contract, or that next look at the G League. You want obviously the goal for these players is to make it to the greatest basketball league on the planet, the NBA. That's the dream for any basketball player getting started.
Yeah, and you don't become this good without having that goal in mind. It is, as you said, the best league in the world, and you challenge yourself your entire career to get to this level that they're playing at, and they dedicate their bodies, their diets, their off-season routine, everything to being the best they can be. So a lot of times, like you can ask one of these guys, well, would you rather be the 15th man on an NBA team or starter playing 35 minutes a game for the Sudbury 5? And a lot of times they're going to choose being the starter and getting the experience and building on their own talent.
Well, you see that replay there by Braylon Rayson to Travis Relaford. And it's all about building the resume. And, basketball has grown so much. There's so many opportunities for these players, very much like soccer, where there's, leagues and pockets in every corner of the world. The game is really growing in China, South America, the basketball. You take a look at, the Olympics and the teams that are really, really competitive. Obviously the United States in a class of their own, but there really is no second team. Spain has always been a powerhouse, but there's nations across the world. Lithuania, you look at the basketball players they're able to produce and have been producing. places in Europe, there's professional tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 leagues in all of these countries, and they get a lot of support. The Lithuania Basketball League really starting to grow. Obviously, the Big Baller brand has a lot to do with that when they were there in Lithuania. But yeah, game growing in China. Kobe Bryant had a big hand in doing that. Yao Ming as well. But I mean, there's opportunities for these players all over the place.
The NBA in general too. They're really focused on growing the game, and I think it was yesterday they just announced next year there's going to be 2 summer league games played in India. And I mean, you're looking at a population of 1.4 billion people, and all that's going to do is just create an even better game for everyone else. It's a whole nother pool of players you're going to get to pick from, and you get them young, you get them focused on the game of basketball, and it's just you have all the more talented pool to pick from.
Well, you look at Yohanni Dalembert, for example, perfect example. A young guy went through a devastating tragedy in Haiti, but picked up the game at 15, 16 years old. And if you can get to those kids a little bit younger, grow the game, it keeps them out of trouble, keeps them off the streets, out of poverty in a lot of the countries, and gives them an opportunity to get education and really grow life experiences in basketball.
And not just basketball. I know we're watching a basketball game, but sports in general. It's such a useful tool for youth, and just teaching dedication and what it takes to set your goals and accomplish your goals. It's great to see. And like the story you're talking about, Dalembert from Haiti, it can take one of the worst opportunities in life and turn it into a bright story. So it really is great to see.
And we talk about outreach in places across the world, but we've also talked about through broadcast what this Sudbury 5 team, having a professional team, means for Sudbury, Ontario, and growing the game of basketball there, as Dexter Williams Jr. is able to finish with the left hand, but tapping in, having these professional players to look up to, as a 7, 8-year-old basketball players just getting their start out in Sybil, Sudbury Youth Basketball League. Having someone like this coming to talk to you in their school just opens up getting those players starting younger, more interested in the game, working outside of school to work on their game, and if you can get a couple more players taking that step from high school to college and university, also once again gets them an opportunity to better their education and play and have a lot of fun along the way.
Yeah, great points, Nick. Absolutely great points. And the other thing as well too is Sudbury's obviously a hockey town, but and there is great charitable work done here for players, because it's very expensive for youth to play hockey. And it's one thing I've always loved about basketball is pretty much you get a ball, you already got a pair of shoes. So I mean, you have a ball, one of your friends has a ball, you can get out and find a court and go play basketball.
A nice job there by Braylon Rayson, getting the hand in, knocking the ball free off of Dominic Schuler, off his knee, out of bounds. And Braylon Rayson with the Sudbury 5 leading 85-64. The scoring slowing down a little bit in this third quarter as Jalen Bland shoots a 3 and misses. The Sudbury 5 72 points at halftime, just 13 points so far in this quarter. They had been on a torrid pace, and it was going to be tough to keep up. We were kind of hoping, but still a 21-point lead. So Sudbury 5 continuing to lead this game. Braylon Rayson, the right-handed scoop and score. League's leading scorer continuing to find the bottom of the net.
Yeah, with a .1 lead over Sampson, I believe it was. Kind of hoping he outscores him this game. It's not an individual sport, but as a fan, I like to see him leading the league in scoring.
Rayson shooting right on cue, but he does miss. Canty getting it to Tyree White. That one short, and Grandy Glaze with the rebound. He's back out there. Glaze gets it to Rayson. The behind the back pass is just behind Grandy Glaze and stolen. And Canty, he tries a little no-look pass to Bird. Canty able to get it for a second. Jalen Bland out and running to Rayson. Up fake. goes up on the left side, using the body so well, jumping backwards, taking any blocking opportunity away from the defender, goes up and finishes.
Yeah, it's little tricks us shorter guys in the court learn, because if you're going straight up against the taller defender, you're going to get blocked from behind. So Rayson knows if he simply jumps back, you know, that 2, 3, 4 inches, then the defender doesn't have the opportunity to do that.
It's, you know, it's one of the most important things that I've always found, especially, you know, in youth basketball. You take an example of Braylon Rayson. You know, when you're younger, you get those growth spurts early. You're playing, if you're, you know, over 6 feet, especially in Sudbury, you're playing, you know, power forward and center. But as you get older, that's not the position. If you continue with basketball, that's not the position you're going to be, you know, playing. So it's great to work on all skills. Take lessons from watching a guy like Braylon Rayson, who uses his body. You know, later in high school, you might shift down, if you're still at 6 feet, you might shift down to point guard, shooting guard. And an example just like that, doesn't get the ball to go in the hoop, but uses his body again. And Bird. Another and one. And Russell Bird with the right hand finish.
It's one thing, it kind of bothered me at the time, but I remember I was in grade 10 and I was the tallest guy on the team, but I had always been a guard and they wanted me to play center. So, you know, I'm not going to argue with the coach, and I kind of just agreed with it. And so I played center for that year. And I switched back to shooting guard, point guard the following year, but the skills and the footwork I learned in that 1 year of playing center, it completely changed my game for the rest of my life, because anytime I had the ball going forward, I knew I could back a shorter guy down and fade in the post if he's taller or whatnot, but with learning the footwork there, it changed the entire way I could play offense.
Exactly, and you know, that's what younger basketball players have to do. Dexter Williams Jr. picking up the foul. Don't think of it in terms of playing position. Just think of it in terms of playing basketball. So there might be one night, I mean, obviously depending on your side, there might be one night you play point guard, might be one night you play power forward, but it's important to know skills from each of those positions, right? Exactly to your point. You're a bigger guard. You have those skills in your back pocket working in the post. You can back someone down. But then you've been working on your ball handling outside of practice. You can break down a bigger player who's coming out to guard you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see it throughout all, like even in Kyle Lowry's a great example. He's not the tallest guy on the court ever, but if he has what he believes to be a mismatch, he goes down in the post and he displays footwork as if this is something he's been doing his entire life. But it's one of those skill sets you pick up at a young age.
Well, and you know, players like, obviously extreme examples, but Anthony Davis and Kevin Durant, I mean, they are huge players. They're 6'11", 7 feet. Jalen Bland, nothing bland about that one, knocks down the three from number one. But those are players who they're taller. I mean, they've got the size and height to play primarily in the post, but they're guys who break down players on the outside on the perimeter because they've worked and developed those skills over their entire life. Anthony Davis obviously hit a growth spurt later in his life, which helped him. So he had been playing point guard most of his life. So the ball handling skills were there for him. But I mean, you work on that, hey, you hit a growth spurt, that's awesome, but you already have those skills and foundation built.
Yeah, it's great, and you said it earlier, like positionless basketball, and you're seeing it in the best league in the world right now, where centers are coming out and they're shooting three-pointers. Like Brooke Lopez hit 9 three-pointers the other night against the Raptors, and it's something that if you go back even 10 years, you would have thought, why is this guy even taking that shot? Go down low. But the way he's been practicing it, he's just as good as anyone else on the court at shooting it. So I mean, why not utilize the skill? You don't have to be set to just one defined role.
A shot there by Jalen Bland is missed. Russell Bird, Euro step, that's going to be an offensive foul. George Serres doing a great job sacrificing the body and getting in there, taking the charge. He's going to be feeling that one. But also a good feeling in terms of getting the turnover. Bird a little bit out of control, tries to Euro step around Serres. And no luck there. The Sudbury 5 leading 94-71. And
love it by George, though. You know, you're up 23 points, and he's still willing to put his body on the line there and take the charge.
those are the type of plays that, you know, coach has that in the back of his mind. You know, he's looking down the line of the bench. Who's going to give me that effort? He sees a play in a 23-point game. George Suarez, he's sacrificing the body. I'm going to go to him because I know I'm going to get that defensive effort.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with the hammer there. That's exactly it, and the coach will remember that. Nothing stands out more to coaches than your defensive effort on the floor.
Now, Logan Stutz, a guy like that throughout his career as well, wonderful scorer, but also, you know, multifaceted part of his game. Assists, rebounds as Bird turns it over. For the Island Storm, it is a 20-point game. At one point, the largest lead Sudbury had was 32 points. That one in the second quarter. The Island Storm doing a good job at getting back slightly into this game. Still a long way to go with the 1:02 left to go in the third quarter. Jalen Bland for the Sudbury 5 to Devin Gilligan as Grandy Glaze. The switch, Gilligan has Carter on him, goes to George Suarez in the corner. The shot up is short. Good look there by Suarez. Tyree White as it bounced out of control. Campbell, and he'll get fouled. No, he will be traveling. I would think that the Island Storm did enough of that just getting here to Sudbury, but Campbell, the 25-year-old from Brampton, played 4 years at the University of Windsor. So also great to see those types of players getting an opportunity, getting a look here in the National Basketball League of Canada. The great programs that are really coming out in the CIS. States to Carter, shot up, and an easy look, and you know, he's such a good scorer. That's going to be an easy knockdown by Samson Carter. And the turnover off the inbounds play. And
Williams a bit upset there. He wanted his teammates to come back because there was only one person inbound the ball to, so with 5 seconds to inbound it, he had no choice but to force the pass.
Well, the Sudbury 5, they led big time at halftime. It's starting to get a little bit closer, eking in towards scary territory. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter action in Greater Sudbury between the 5 and the Island Storm. We're back for the fourth quarter. Just had a wedding proposal. So a great little story there in between. And how about pulling out a win for the newly engaged couple? The Sudbury 5 leading this one 16 points. And Corey Dixon goes right back to work in the fourth quarter. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, everything turning up Sudbury tonight. Love is in the air. We got a nice lead tonight. It's Friday night.
Snow is on my car.
Well, I don't know about that one, Nick, but
Corey Dixon, the first one does not fall. And the second one up and good for Corey Dixon.
I feel confident with the lead right now, but it's something we got to keep an eye on, because in the game of basketball, any team can go on a 10-0 run in a minute and a half. So I want to see Sudbury keep up the same intensity right now.
And a rebound there. Sudbury getting beat on the offensive glass. 3 looks there. And finally finished off by Alex Campbell from Brampton. And the response there by the Sudbury 5, a 3-point shot from Braylon Rayson. And Samson Carter, an open look from the Russian spot. Blazek gets it to Travis Relaford. Relaford back to Blazek. That's a deep 3, puts it up. You know what, I'm not going to say deep 3 for Adam Blazek anymore. It doesn't matter where he's on the court. He's got an opportunity to knock it down. 101 points for the Sudbury 5.
Yeah, it's the type of shot you've come to expect from him. And, you know, with the NBA three-point line being that much further out, it's a shot a lot of these players have practiced.
And States, he's going to head to the free throw line for 2, taking the foul. Brad States from Bathurst, New Brunswick.
We got a couple double-double alerts here. Braylon Rayson just needs 1 more rebound to give him 26 and 10. Then, of course, Grandy Glaze, 12 rebounds already with 4 assists and 9 points.
Corey Dixon as well, 8 rebounds, 16 points. So the balance scoring, balance rebounding. And the shot no good from the Sudbury 5. Stolen by Corey Dixon. Up to Relaford, spins on the right side, gets back with the block. Nice play there by Dominic Schuler. Meeting Relaford at the rim. White is going to get fouled by Adam Blazek, who takes a hit right on the hip.
One of those things in basketball, even as a player, that's always confused me a bit is if you keep your feet down and fall down, the refs will give you the benefit of the doubt. But if the player runs into you and you stay standing up but back up, then the foul's on you. You almost have to fall down on purpose.
Bird is going to inbound 101-82, back to a 19-point lead for the Sudbury 5. It was 16 at the start of the 4th quarter. Largest lead for Sudbury was 32 points. Blazek is going to get fouled by Campbell or States, one of the two. States saying it's on him. And they are going to say it is to Brad States. Adam Blazek coming with the rebound. He's going to get it to Braylon Rayson. Rayson with 23 points. Corey Dixon 16, Travis Relaford 15. And both Jalen Bland and Grandy Glaze with 9 points. Travis Relaford sizing up Brad States. Goes between the legs, behind the back. And the shot is short. Campbell, cross-court pass to Canty. Canty inside to Samson Carter. Big man running. Gets it to Brad States. He's going to put it up, and another foul call.
Smart play by States there. He was fouled facing away from the basket, but he just kind of threw it up over his back of the head to make sure he gets the 2 free throw attempts.
And the man, Grandy Glaze, is going to make another appearance. He's going to take out Johanny D'Alembert. Needs a point for a double-double. Another one on the season. It's just 2 rebounds shy of a massive double-double on Wednesday's game. 36 points, 8 rebounds. Brad States misses shot number 1, and number 2 is good.
That's what I love about Grandy Glaze, though. He does what the team asks of him. They're down bland, you know, he puts up 20 shots. This game so far, he's focused on his rebounds again, as well as the 4 assists, but he's only taken 6 attempts.
Soaring from the left block is Corey Dixon. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And Corey Dixon nearing 20 points now for the Sudbury 5. Grandy Glaze fighting with Dixon for the rebound.
No, that's my rebound right there.
And Rayson shaking, rattling. Up top as Alex Campbell, he's gonna knock down a 5-4-3. And Braylon Rayson, oh, that's why he is the leading scorer in this league. Canty sizing up Blazek. The 2-point shot, that one's gonna drop. Canty's having himself a decent night off the bench.
What I liked about that 3 from Rayson is it puts him at 29 points on the night, while Sampson's sitting at 28, so he's maintaining that .1 lead.
We're gonna have a foul to the Sudbury 5. And the ball will go sideline out of bounds. Devin Gilligan checking back in for the Sudbury 5. He's gonna take out Travis Relaford. 108-85. Relaford gets a nice round of applause. And Campbell. Canty has Grandy Glaze on him with 10 on the shot clock. Haven't had to worry too much about the shot clock tonight. No violations as these teams are getting it up very quick. And mid-air, Campbell changes his shot, is able to knock it down. Smooth touch there by Campbell.
Yeah, you could have pretty much unplugged the shot clock tonight, and I don't think either team would have noticed.
Devin Gilligan, he goes up. And we're going to have a blocking call as States was just in the restricted area. And it looks like he took a knee right in the chest. That's that'll knock the wind out of you for sure.
That's the gamble the defense takes. Even at a young age, that's what we're taught on the offensive end. You know, you protect the ball, you lift your opposite knee up high. And if a player happens to jump in front of it, he's risking taking that, and it can hurt quite a bit.
And it's so tough to do in a game like this. You know, in a close game, you don't feel anything. You take that charge and you get the ball back, the momentum, the adrenaline is just coursing through you. You won't feel it till probably after the game. But in a game like this, you know, it's not exactly building a lot of adrenaline. You're going to feel that all.
Yeah. I find a lot of times the worst part is waking up the next morning. Because it's just like you said, the adrenaline's still kicking in your system, but when you get up, oh boy, can you feel that.
Bird, the long 3, no good. Corey Dixon, a rebound. And gets it ahead to Devin Gilligan. Running with numbers, Devin Gilligan playing aggressive. And Baines to States, wide open for 3. That one no good. Corey Dixon finds himself a double-double. Devin Gilligan and Brad States the recovery. Nice block there. States to Canty, takes a dribble into the corner, puts it up, and he's got a smooth shot. You can see why the Island Storm.
Ooh, yeah.
And wow, nobody has Corey Dixon.
Well, and Corey was going down, and he saw that his defender had his head facing the opposite direction of him, so he just slipped in there, and his teammate found him for the easy layup.
And that's why, you know, Braylon Rayson does a great job at keeping his head up. And Grandy Glaze, the rebound, gives it right back to Brad States, who takes it all the way for the easy 2. Grandy Glaze had a word to say to Braylon Rayson. In that situation, you know, your rebounder, you got to come back to the ball. Grandy Glaze, the shot for 3, no good. So when you're saying outlet, you can't be running away from the ball. You have to be coming back to the ball, grab it, because you know the defense is going to be streaking, looking for that steal.
Yeah, it's one of the turnovers, point guards a lot of times. They'll take the blame themselves, even though they weren't the one making the pass. But they understand who they're playing with. Not everyone's a point guard. Not everyone can pass the ball at the same level. So
Grandy Glaze, he's going to head to the free throw line with an opportunity to find himself a double-double. Corey Dixon already pouring in one for himself tonight. And Grandy Glaze just needs the 1 point as Antoine Chandler going to sub in for the Sudbury 5, taking out Adam Blazek. And a timeout with 5:50 left to go in this fourth quarter. We talked about it. Nice to finally see the home games have been just so close for the Sudbury 5 nail biters, some in overtime, right down to the wire. The game against the London Lightning, the Sudbury 5 had that shot to tie, lost it 120 to 117. Kind of had a blowout on the last Sunday, 120 to 110, but even then Halifax stayed in it for most of the game. So nice to see for the Sudbury faithful who made it out to the game. They're watching at home. And the Sudbury 5 leading this one 113-94.
It's a nice confidence boost for the coach and the players as well. As good as it is for the team also, you know, to close out the tight games down the stretch and work on those, because those are the type of situations you're going to be in the playoffs. But to know you have the ability to come out and get hot and build that 30-point lead, it does nothing but benefit to the team. And it's nice too. We've mixed it up this year. We've had a little bit of the best of both worlds, you know?
And a great effort to see too as well, coming off back-to-back losses out in St. John's, Newfoundland. And blowout losses at that. A 118-98 loss on Tuesday, 120-98 loss on Wednesday. So great to see the Sudbury 5 come back and put out a good effort. We said it at the beginning of the broadcast, the Sudbury 5 averaging a league high 112 points a game. They're above that right now at 113. Also giving up a league worst 114 a game. So on the other side, Sudbury, nice job at holding so far to 94, the Island Storm, but still 5:50 left to go in this game.
I think that's going to be one of their goals this game too. With 5:50 left in the fourth and pretty much a 20-point lead, it's something the coach is going to stress to them. Defense, let's try to keep them under that number. Let's try to lower that number. And even though a lot of it does have to do with pace of play, at the same time, you got to keep goals set in mind. And I think that's something they're going to be focused on.
Grandy Glaze finds himself a double-double. He's been a double-double machine. Campbell right to the basket. Nice play there by Alex Campbell. And we're going to have a technical foul or timeout. I think technical. And it's going to go to head coach Tim Kendrick. I'm not sure what he said, mostly because we're up here and I can't hear that far.
A lot of times they're just, you know, they're letting their players know, I'm going to stick up for you. Something might have happened that we missed, and the game's, you know, we're up pretty much 20 points, so he might just be letting his team know, I got your back.
Tim Kendrick, the second season head coach for the Island Storm, 2-4 on the season. The Sudbury 5, 7-5, looking to improve to 8-5. Antoine Chandler handling the ball. Some good pressure from the Island Storm. Braylon Rayson, he'll shoot the three. That one's short. Bird corrals the rebound. Alex Campbell now, he'll take a shot. That one's short. Braylon Rayson, the rebound. He's one rebound away from a double-double. Somehow gets it to Devin Gilligan. I'm not sure that one's going to account for assist. But great hands by Devin Gilligan on the pass from Braylon Rayson.
Trey White for the Island Storm there. Very smart play. You don't see that too often, but he was rushing up on him behind the ball, and instead of going for the ball, he cut into where he was going to pass it. He almost got the steal.
Very good point. Rayson going in, has it blocked. Rebound goes right to Devin Gilligan. The shot no good. And tiptoeing around the Island Storm, able to save it. Braylon Rayson is going to pick up the foul. And Adam Blazek is going to come in for him. Johanny D'Alembert will come in for Corey Dixon with 4:28. Sudbury 5 tapping into the bench as the game goes along.
It's one thing the Storm don't have much of an opportunity to do. They only have 9 players dressed tonight, so 4 on the bench. But they've all gotten some pretty good playing time.
A couple scratches because of injury. And so the players out on the court and that have played tonight, those are the players they are going with. And a shot, Canty coming in has made a good impression for the Island Storm. Grandy Glaze, the pass to Adam Blazek, tries to dump it off for Yohani D'Alembert. It's stolen. Scott will launch the 3. Grandy Glaze, another rebound, and coming out on the fast break, nice pass there by Devin Gilligan, and Adam Blazek's going to go right to the hole. Left-handed finish, and a timeout called.
When the game gets down like this, too, you know, it got a bit scary there. Before that made basket, it was a 15-point game, and it's the type of situation where you might want to start utilizing the shot clock. And instead, we had a turnover, and they happened to miss a 3, so it worked out fine. But if they did make that 3, you're looking at a 12-point game with 4 minutes left. So you do want to start using the shot clock at this point.
The Sudbury 5, if they do pull out the victory here tonight, will move to 8-5. They have tomorrow off. They'll head down to Kitchener-Waterloo on Sunday for a Sunday afternoon game, a 2 o'clock game. And then they'll be back here next Saturday against those very same Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. They've played them already a couple times this season, division rival. It's already over 10 games into the season. I mean, felt like the lead up, it took so long for the team to finally get going, and yeah, we're already 12 games into the season, chugging along into Christmas, into the holiday season and New Year's. So as we continue, before we know it, we'll be in playoff season. And the Sudbury 5 hope to be a part of it in their inaugural National Basketball League of Canada season.
Yeah, we've played more games this year so far than any other team. So, you know, and as a new team, I think it's a good thing because you're keeping the new fans into it. You know, they're not having a week off where they don't get to see their team play. So it only benefits us and the loyal fans that we're getting.
Canty, the step back 3, great defense by Grandy Glaze. And look who gets the rebound. Grandy Glaze closes out the 3-point shot, making sure his man doesn't go for the rebound, turns, hustle, rebound. That's how you become the leading rebounder in the National Basketball League of Canada. And you know, speaking of those fans, the Sudbury 5 are 3rd so far early in the season in attendance per game. So the fans have come out and they've supported this team. The community really buzzing. And down goes Schuler. Looked like he might have pulled something in the hamstring, or the quad, sorry. And already a short bench for the Island Storm, about to get a little bit shorter as Schuler in some pain.
Yeah, that's never good to see. And if it is the hamstring, you know, hamstring groin area, they take a while to heal, so you hope it's nothing serious.
I mean, the positive in that, like in those non-contact situations, whenever a player goes down, kind of scary in terms of, you know, knee injuries, but he is holding the quad. So hopefully Schuler okay. But late in this game, 2:46 left to go, 119-102, and the training staff tending to Schuler.
With it being 119-102 under 3 minutes, I mean, if the refs want to just call the game, I'm okay with that. We can take the win. We can take the victory right now.
A little opportunity for the crowd to get home safe, and we hope that they do. For those watching at home, probably a good call with the roads.
Yeah, we got a lot of respect for all the snowplow workers out there, making sure everyone gets home safe.
For sure, especially, you know, the festive season, people going over to, you know, families, places, a lot of people traveling at this time of year. Hopefully it's a safe and happy holiday as we get a replay there and a look at the Sudbury 5 bench every one of the Sudbury 5 members getting into this game. Johanny D'Alembert getting a little extra minutes as well. So,
well, and why not? He's shooting 100% right now, so get the young man the ball.
Schuler being helped off by both players. He'll be taken right to the bench where he'll be tended to. It was that right quad. It looked like he felt a pull right away as soon as he planted that right foot. 2:46 left to go in the fourth quarter. Brad States comes in for the injured Schuler.
Yeah, States had a bit of a rough first half there, but he really picked it up in the second half.
Couple nice steals from the New Brunswick native. And White handling the ball for the Island Storm. Once again, their lone trip to Greater Sudbury. It's going to go a turnover to the Island Storm right into the crowd. And the Sudbury 5 get it back. Grandy Glaze giving it to Adam Blazek. There's Johanny D'Alembert to Antoine Chandler, also getting some minutes. Antoine looking inside for Johanny D'Alembert. Goes back to the right hand, up with the right hand and finish. Doesn't break that 100% streak. A nice move there, using the body and then going up high with the right hand.
Yeah, he's been really impressive on the low post tonight. It's kind of an unguardable shot. I mean, he's got that old kind of high sky hook type of look to it. So if he's feeling it, it's going to go in. You're going to have a very hard time blocking that shot.
Grandy Glaze checking out for the Sudbury 5. George Ceres in with 2 minutes left to go here in the fourth. 121. The number the Sudbury 5 would like to hold. The Island Storm under is 114. That's how many points they're giving up per game. Antoine Chandler launches a three-point shot. No good for him. And Canty inside to Russell Bird. A nice seal there by number 5. And the finish. Adam Blazek thought about the three. So did Ceres. They'll go inside to Dexter Williams Jr. Antoine Chandler has Brad States on him. It's going to go up. The spin, the finish. Antoine Chandler using the body on the bigger Brad States.
Yeah, putting a little English on it on the end there. It's a really nice finish. He kept that down by his hip when he flipped it up. So.
And we're going to have a foul to Dexter Williams Jr., I believe. A push and a sideline out of bounds. Inside to Brad States has Johanny D'Alembert on him, fading away. That one's short. And Adam Blazek the rebound. A couple very nice threes for Adam Blazek early. Blazek getting the start. And Antoine Chandler knocks down the shot. A very big round of applause and a nice reaction there from the Sudbury 5 bench. Nice finish there by Canty.
Yeah, for Chandler, it's one of the reasons why it's so good for teams to have, like, well, for the Sudbury 5 to have a big lead like this, you know. First half, he gets in 5 minutes, doesn't get up any shot attempts.
And Chandler, the rebound and the putback, going to work late in this game, and he flexes towards the bench. Antoine Chandler, rebound and putback. Hustle, go inside, he can go outside.
Sending his coach a little message there. Hey, you might want to give me a bit more playing time out there.
Well, showing that he can handle the run in the league. Brad States puts up an awkward shot. Gets his own rebound down low to Bird. Bird's going to put it up. He misses. The rebound to Dexter Williams Jr. Ahead to Antoine Chandler. Back to Williams Jr. for the alley-oop. Williams Jr. is going to finish, give a little shimmy. 130, 106. Bird, the three, that one's short. As the time winds down, 10 seconds left. That one out, shot clock is off. Russell Bird, he's going to get fouled, head to the free throw line with 4.8 seconds left to go.
Good on Bird, I love that effort. It doesn't matter how much time's left in the game. You don't stop playing, and that's exactly what he did there. Fighting hard for that offensive rebound and gets fouled.
And all smiles on the Sudbury 5 bench. The crowd going to go home happy as the Sudbury 5 will move to 8-5 on the season. And a great all-around team effort.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody chipped in tonight, and it's just good to see after losing your last 2 games, you know, come back and let everyone know, no, we're still in this. We just had a bit of a rough patch there, and come out with a 22-point victory.
The CP train horn sounds, meaning a Sudbury 5 victory. An all-around game. We saw some good efforts from a number of players on the Sudbury 5. Double-doubles from Braylon Rayson, Corey Dixon, and Grandy Glaze.
Yeah, and like, not only that, I mean, especially for Rayson and Glaze, the double-doubles are very impressive. But they did so many of the little things that don't get accounted for on the stat sheet. And as long as they keep doing that, everything is just looking great for the Sudbury 5 right now.
And the Sudbury 5, they'll head out on the road. What do you hope to see as they take on the KW Titans on Sunday?
Same thing, just effort, lots of effort.